Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Flux Bytes. Are you preparing for coding interviews but confused about which DSA questions to solve, which questions are actually important, and you are seeing these many seats in all the channels, these many questions in LeetCode and different platforms are not able to figure out which questions are important. So because we have these many questions to solve, we can't solve all the questions. We want results quickly in 2 to 3 months. So if you're targeting your next switch or you are planning to get your job in 3 months, you are at the right place. So here you are going to be consistent daily with me. So one question every day, one questions I will be uploading with clean understanding of the questions, brute force better and the optimized solutions and a cleaner code. And every question is a pattern which can solve 10 related questions to it. So once you have your route clear for one question, you can solve 10 more questions for each pattern. So main motto is to identify the pattern, be strong with the pattern, not solving 300, 500 or 1000 questions on these platforms. We want to have a strong grip on DSA within 75 questions. So let's be consistent with me, solve these questions daily, and we'll have a good result after the end of 75 days. We'll be ready to crack any product based companies, any interviews with these questions. So let's get started. In this 75 DSA question series, I have picked all the topics which are there in DSA. So all the topics are covered, and I have picked questions which are generally commonly asked by big product based companies, and these questions covers the pattern pattern solves multiple questions. So each question is a pattern which can help us in solving multiple questions. So these are the topics which are going to cover. So we'll cover arrays, hashing, prefix sums, two pointer and sliding window concept. This is a very important topic. Like companies like Amazon, Google, strings, there are lots of questions are asked in many companies, whether it is for freshers or for 2 years or 5 year question, 5 year experience people, doesn't matter. Linked list is there. Again, will cover stacks and queues. We'll cover binary search, recursion, backtracking, trees, binary search tree, heaps, graphs, DP tribes, and bits. So let's start with arrays. So in arrays, these are the most important questions. So one is like reverse an array in group of K. So this is easy questions. Then from easy we'll move to some harder questions. So array, we have cadence algorithm. So cadence maximum subarray sum, again find second largest without sorting, again sort zeros, ones and twos, move all zeros to the end. So this is also solves multiple similar questions are there similar to it. Product of array except self, then rotate array by K positions, trapping reinvert problems. Next we have hashing and prefix sum. So this is also array, but here we have hashing. We'll be using the hashing technique and prefix sum to check the next element. So we have this common questions for hashing, prefix sums. The next topic is two pointers and sliding window concepts. So in two pointers, we'll have two pointers and slide this window between these two pointers and do our operations. So these are the questions which is important for two pointer and sliding window concepts, like remove duplicate from sorted array, container with most water, again 3 sum, again maximum subarray of size K, minimum window substrings. So this is commonly asked questions. Next comes is strings. So strings looks easy, but it's not like that. So we have these questions. Check whether two strings are anagrams. string compression, reverse word in string, find all anagrams in string, longest palindromic substring, decode strings such as 3AC, group anagrams, so grouping all anagrams. Next comes linked list. So linked list is also asked by many companies. So linked list is a data structure where one node is connected to another node and one node stores the address of next node. So these are the questions asked by the companies. Reverse a singly list, remove nth node from the end, find the middle node, check if a linked list is a palindrome, detect a cycle with slow and fast pointer, reverse nodes in k-size groups, merge two sorted linked lists. Next is stacks and queues. So stack and queues are the data structure where we can do our fill that stack, do last in first out. So and queues is like last in first out. So using this iteration method, we can solve many questions. So these are the few questions which uses stacks and queues data structures. Valid parenthesis asked by many big companies. Largest rectangle in histogram. Implement a sim stack. Implement a mean stack. First negative integer in every window. Next greater element. Element queue using stacks. Stock span problem. Next is the binary search. So we perform searching operation over an array. Binary search is an optimized searching algorithm. So using this binary search algorithm, we can solve many questions. Here are the few standard questions which we will be solving, which will help us get a strong grip on binary search algorithms. So these binary search in sorted array, Coco eating bananas, minimum speed, first and last occurrence, allocate minimum pages, search in rotated sorted array, median of two sorted arrays, integer square root. Next is the recursion and backtrack. This is the most important topic of whole DSA. This seems very challenging for many people and it takes lots of time to understand the core concepts. But once we understand the algorithm, once we understand how the flow is happening, it's very easy. But initially everyone struggles. Even I struggle for months and years to get a mastery over these topics. But I'll help you all understand it in a better way. So these are the few common questions asked by many companies. These are like all the big companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, their main focus is on recursion and backtracking. Generally, they ask one question for sure on recursion, dynamic programming, and backtracking. These are few questions which holds a pattern. If we follow these patterns from these questions, we can implement the same pattern in all the DP and backtracking questions. If you like generate all subsequences, NQueen problems, generate all subset, Sudoku solver, generate all permutations, word search in a grid, combination sum. So these are the questions which will help us get a full understanding of recursion and backtracking. Next is tree, binary search tree and heap. So tree is a data structure where we have a parent and a child relationship. Parents holds child. Again we have layers and we traverse in using breadth first search or depth first search. And this traversal, we have multiple problems on trees and it is most important topics for the interviewers. Tree, heaps and binary search tree. So here are the few questions on trees which we'll be solving. Tree traversal, like how we'll be traversing, we can traverse trees. Again, validate binary search tree, level order traversal, k is smallest in binary search tree, maximum depth of the tree, Again, top k frequent elements, diameter of binary tree, merge k sorted list. Next to come is the graph, DP, tries and bits. So graph and DP, we can combine DP, recursion and trees. Graph holds all the concepts and graph is the mix of those concepts which we learned in trees, recursion, backtracking. We'll be utilizing in graphs traversals. So these are the questions on graph, number of islands using breadth first search or depth first search, coin change problems, detect a cycle in an undirected graph, longest common subsequence, course schedule, topological sorting, longest increasing subsequence, climbing stairs, implement try, insert, search starts with, house order, maximum ZOR of 2 hours. So that's all. So here we can guarantee that covering all these questions will help us to master DSA basic concepts and algorithm patterns. That will be too helpful. And any companies which is taking interviews nowadays, if we know these sample questions, we are good to move forward. And like no one can stop us from getting into the companies.